are watching Eswatini TV, Sibuko Semaswati.
A very good afternoon and welcome to your favorite teleeducation program, Home Study. My name is Lirato Mabilisa, and also joining me in the studio is my colleague Nogwazi Dlamini and the sign language interpreter Nomtebo Dlamini. A very good afternoon today, Nogwazi.
A very good afternoon, Lerato. A very good afternoon to our viewers back at home. Welcome to a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. It's a pretty cold day today. Change of weather. Happy with the weather today?
I am very happy with the weather. Well, I hope that you guys are ready and geared up for learning. Speaking of learning, what does today's timetable look like?
All right, viewers back at home, this is what your day looks like today. From 2 p.m. until 2:30 p.m., we have the General Studies lesson for the grades 1 and 2. From 2:30 p.m. until 3 p.m., we have English language for the grades 3 and 4. From 3 p.m. until 3:30 p.m., we have Eswatini for grades 3 and 4. From 3:30 p.m. until 4 p.m., we have English language for Form 1 and 2. From 4 p.m. until 4:30 p.m., we have chemistry for the Form 4s. And the last subject for the day is Eswatini for the Form 4s from 4:30 p.m. until 5 p.m.
That's what your day looks like today, dear viewer. And please do not forget that we have social media platforms, which are YouTube and Facebook, where we are live from 2 p.m. until 5 p.m. And do not forget to click that subscribe button so that whenever we are live, you get a notification.
Yes, of course. Now, without wasting any time, grades 1 and 2, get ready for your general studies lesson with Hlobisile Mkachwa. Lerato will be taking you guys through that. We will be right back after this.
Buhle bethu imvelo yethu. Buhle bethu tindzawo tethu. Indalo yashada nemasiko kuhle kwethu. Kuvakasha kwethula umthwalo emahlombe ethu. Hloma ngwane vuka uvakashe indlela uyikhombe etindzaweni tethu. Temvelo nembukiso ungcebeleke uthathe netithombe. Lalela ke nangu sonkondlo waseswatini akutekela ayibeka indzaba ayihlela kuhle kwelijaha lishela ngiyakutshela diningi tindzawo longativakashela hloma ngwane vuka uvakashela phana lapha kuvakasha kuyayelapha enhlitiyo kanye nemqondo kuyawuphumuda uqinisa buhlobo nebungane losebundenga ndenga with a trip to Mantenga Falls or a sip among friends of Sibebe Brew on Sibebe Mountain, or perhaps your cup of tea is backpacking and horse riding, sightseeing the seamless streams and springs that stream across the gorgeous valleys of the mountainous kingdoms of Eswatini. We have you covered. Hloma ngwane vuka uvakashe. Buhle bethu yimvelo yethu. Buhle bethu ngabuthola nasebantwini bethu.
Emaphoyisa neseve lolu hlelo lwakho lolichamuka khona embuthweni wembobe lolifundisa kabanti liphinde lixwayise sona phela seve ngathi tindzaba tevikela bona kuqala.
Thokotela uhlelo lwakho emaphoyisa nesive kuso isikhathi lesisha njalo ngabolesine ngensimbi yesihlanu sambama khona la Eswatini TV.
Your favorite music show is back. We're bringing you the hottest music videos and live studio interviews with your favorite celebrities. We're giving you a front row seat to the latest fashion trends as well as your weekend gig guide. Join us live on social media and call in to send in your shout-outs. Catch This Weekend Eswatini every Friday at 5:30 p.m. live on Eswatini TV.
Jive us nome kanjani and forget what bothers you the most. On this stage, our dancers fire in their eyes come alive. They explore the fires that lay deep within with different dance moves. On this stage, they claim their space and who they are with sparkles, freestyle, silent and storm dances. All this and more with our vibrant and beautiful presenter Nikki. Jive us nome kanjani season 4 coming soon on Eswatini TV. Sibuko semaswati.
Imbi yeqeda i-HIV kanye namalalephepha.
Kubika Sibusiso Ngubane anamba ngwadube kaTomindaba kalavumisa.
Ndizabente Eswatini TV LinkedIn kule namba ngwadube. Stemba bani.
At it again, once again, what it is, it's the biggest, the dopest, the freshest. The biggest, the dopest, the freshest, the sickest. It's the illest. Illest. It's the biggest, the dopest, the freshest, the sickest, the illest. Entertainment show on your TV screens is TBD. Welcome to it, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Beatdown. Yo, 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 yeah, yeah.
Hi guys, this is Lyra and you're watching The Beatdown.
Healing, hope, restoration. Amazing stories of real people like you who have triumphed over tragedy. Watch Turning Point International and be inspired to reach your turning point.
It really ministers to the soul of man, and as a pastor you benefit a lot because people learn and they learn how to cope with issues probably you don't even deal with in your sermons.
It's not reality TV, it's real life TV.
Welcome grade 1s and 2s. This is the first subject for today and you are learning General Studies with teacher Hlopsile Mkhatshwa. My name is Lirato Mabilisa and also joining me in the studio is the sign language interpreter Nomcebo Dlamini. Your topic for today is work done by police and firefighters. A very good afternoon, ma'am. How are you today?
I'm very good, Lerato, and how are you doing, my dear?
I'm alright. So today's topic is work done by police and firefighters.
Yes, it's work done by police and firefighters, my dear.
What do you expect the grade 1s and 2s to have learned by the end of the lesson?
I expect my viewers at home to have learned to discuss the work done by police in the community, describe the uniform worn by police and the tools that they use, and discuss the work done by firefighters and describe the clothes they wear and the tools that they use, and also draw a picture of a police and a firefighter.
Okay, without wasting any time, please begin your lesson.
Thank you very much, Lerato. A very warm welcome, my dear learners at home. Today we are going to learn about work done by firefighters and police. It is important to learn about work done by firefighters and police because you might also want to do the same work when you grow up, and it is important to know the people who provide services in our communities and start appreciating the role that they play in our lives, my dear learners. Now I want us to look at the people that provide services in our communities. We have a teacher, my dear learners. Here is a teacher. We also have a nurse. We also have a doctor. Here is a doctor. We also have police officers. Here is a police officer. We also have firefighters in our communities. Here is a firefighter. We also have plumbers. Here is a plumber, my dear learners. We also have librarians. Here is a librarian. We also have pilots in our communities. But for today, my dear learners at home, we are going to focus on police officers and firefighters. Now let us look at these pictures here, my dear learners. What can you see from these pictures, my babies? You can see police. Why do you say these ones are police? Because of the uniform. Yes, my dear learners at home, police do have a special uniform for easily identification. They put on a white shirt with navy blue trousers and black closed shoes, and also a navy blue cape with a badge on front. Ladies put on navy blue skirts with closed black shoes and a navy blue hat with a badge on front. They also have a special gear, which is the navy blue one, which they put on special events like national games and when there are riots, my dear learners at home. Now I want us to quickly watch this short video, my dear learners at home. We see a police officer. This one is wearing black boots with navy blue pants and a lime coat, my dear learners at home, and also a navy blue hat with a badge on front, and then she's also wearing a mask as well, my dear learners at home. Police officers are very important. They control traffic on the road. They help motorists to obey road signs and the traffic rules, my dear learners at home. Police officers help us to maintain order on the road, my dear learners. Do you see the lady here, the officer here is controlling traffic and is calling on motorists to move on even if the traffic light doesn't allow them to move on. So, my dear learners, police officers are very important in our lives. Can you see the motorists are just moving even if the traffic lights are red, my dear learners? The police officers are playing a very critical role in our lives, my dear learners. Can you see the police is calling those ones, we call them traffic police officers. They are not just officers, my dear learners. Yes, my babies. Now let us look at the other work that are done by police officers, my dear learners at home. Now we can see from this picture here, this one is a traffic police officer. Is also controlling traffic on the road, my dear learners at home. Let us move on to this picture here. What can you see from this picture, my dear learners? You can see police officers. You can also see a mother. What else can you see? You can also see a father. What are they doing in this picture? The police is writing something. What is happening from this picture? Probably they are writing a statement. The mother and the father came to report a case maybe, and then they are taking down the statement from the mother and the father. Let us move on to the next picture here. What can you see from this picture, my dear learners? You can see a police officer. What else can you see from this picture, my babies? You can also see a suspect. What is happening in this picture? The police has kept the suspect here and is taking the suspect to the cell. Police officers are very important in our lives, my babies. They arrest people who commit crime, my dear learners at home. Police officers maintain order in the community by protecting people and our properties, my babies. Police officers are very important. They maintain order on the road, my dear learners at home. They also attend public events such as sports activities to make sure that the people are not violent during the games, my babies. They also have the authority to arrest people who commit crime. People, for example, people who steal from others, people who beat others, and people who bully others, my dear learners at home. Now let us look at the tools that are used by police, my dear learners at home. What do we have here, my dear learners? We have a gun. This is a gun, my babies. What do they use a gun for? They use a gun to control violent criminals, my babies. What do we have here? We have a radio, my dear learners. A radio. They use a radio for communication when they are on duty. What else do we have here? We have handcuffs, my dear learners. What do they use handcuffs for? They use handcuffs for cuffing suspects to bring them under control, my dear learners. What else do we have from this picture? We have a bulletproof vest known as police vest, my dear learners. What do they use this vest for? They use them to protect themselves just in case a criminal attempts to shoot the police, or the criminal attempts to stab the police, my dear learners at home. What else do we have here? We have a baton. This one is a baton. They use a baton to control a riot. They used to control rioting crowd, my dear learners. These are hand gloves, my dear learners. They use them to put them on their hands. This one here, we have a riot shield, my dear learners. This one, they use it to protect them from any object that can be thrown by rioting crowds, my dear learners. Also here we have a police van, my dear learners. They use the van to take them to crime scenes, my dear learners. And with me here we also have the police vehicles. This one you are familiar with them. They use them to take them to different places where they want to do their work, my dear learners. This one is a van and this one is their special car, my dear learners. So my babies, it is the work done by police officers are very important in our lives. Can you imagine our lives without police officers, my babies? Our lives will be a chaos. Criminals will be doing anything they want to do with us, my babies at home. Now, who do you think are supposed to do the police work, my babies? People who are honest, people who are loving, people who are caring, my babies. Police officers are very important, my babies at home. Now I know that some of you want to be police, my babies. to be police officers. Now this brings us to the second part of the lesson, which are firefighters, my babies at home. Now, what can you see from this picture, my babies? You can see firefighters. Why do you say these ones are firefighters? Because of the uniform. Yes, firefighters do have a special uniform, my babies, for easily identification and for protection purposes, my babies at home. Let us look at this picture now. This is a firefighter, my babies. On their head they put on yellow helmets in Swaziland. They also put on a navy blue coat with yellow stripes and silver reflectors. They also put on navy blue trousers with yellow stripes and silver reflectors. They also put on yellow boots, my babies. Sometimes they put on black boots, my babies at home. Firefighters do have a specially designed uniform. We know this one as personal protective equipment, popularly known as the PPEs, my dear learners at home. Their uniform is special in a way that it does not easily catch fire, my babies at home. Now I want us to watch this video of firefighters. These firefighters are not from Eswatini, my dear learners at home. Now I want us to look at this picture, my dear learners, and talk about what we see from this picture. These are work done by firefighters, as we have seen from the video, my dear learners. What do you see from this picture? You can see a tall building on fire. Yes, very good. This is the tall building on fire. What else can you see, my babies at home? You can see a fire truck. This is a fire truck, my babies. And you can also see firefighters. What is happening here, my babies at home? The firefighters are putting out the fire from the tall building that is burning, my babies at home. Let us move on to this picture here. What can you see from this picture? You can see a car. Very good, my babies at home. What else can you see? You can see a firefighter. So what do you think is happening from this picture, my dear learners at home? The firefighter here is holding the jaws of life. Probably this car was involved in a car accident, so the firefighter is helping the person inside to try and remove him or her from the car, my babies at home. Firefighters are very important in our lives, my babies. They fight wild and forest fires. They also help in emergency situations such as car accidents, as we have seen from the previous picture, drown cases and toilet dumps, and also cattle that fell into ditches, my dear learners. They also provide other services such as ambulance services and water supply, my babies. They also rescue in flooding houses to remove their items which are inside the houses that are flooding, my dear learners at home. Firefighters are very important, my babies. Now I want us to look at the tools that are used by firefighters, my babies. Here we have a step ladder, my babies at home. They used to climb on tall buildings or maybe to rescue kids who are stuck on tall trees, my babies at home. This one here is a fire extinguisher. They use it to put out fire, my babies at home. And here we have a fire hose pipe, my babies. They use the fire hose pipe to put out fire, my babies. This one here, we call it jaws of life, my babies. And we have a fire axe, my babies, here. We also have the fire truck here. All these tools are used by a firefighter, my babies at home. We also have the vehicles that are used by firefighters in this picture here. We have a fire truck here. We also have an ambulance. Remember I said they also provide ambulance services, my babies. We also have a van here. Firefighters are very important in our lives, my babies. They are very important. They play an important role in our lives because can you imagine our tall buildings without firefighters, those buildings that are burning and there are no firefighters to put out the fire, my babies. They are important. We need to appreciate their roles, my babies at home. And I know some of you now want to be firefighters, my babies. Later, my babies, I want you to open on page 9 of your workbooks and color the picture of a police officers. There are 2 there. I want you to color them. Also write the name of each tool used by the police on page 10 of your workbooks, my dear learners at home. Also color the picture of a firefighter on page 13 of your workbooks, my dear learners. Also on page 14 of your workbooks, my dear learners, write the name of each tool used by the firefighters. And also draw a picture of a police on page 12. And also on page 16, I want you to draw a picture of a firefighter, my babies at home. And please make sure you show this work to your parent, guardian, aunt, grandmother, brother or sister, whosoever you are staying with at home. Try to make sure that you write the work and show them. As we come to the end of our lesson, my dear learners, we have discussed the work done by police officers and firefighters in our communities, my babies. We have also discussed the uniform worn by police officers and firefighters. We have also discussed the tools used by police officers and firefighters, my babies at home. I hope you enjoyed the lesson as I did enjoy staying with you. My lesson ends here, my baby learners. Please stay safe and be collected. Don't move around the streets, my dear learners.
Okay, thank you very much, Teacher Hlopsile. I'm hoping that the grade 1s and 2s have heard that, and I hope that they enjoyed the lesson because it was a really amazing lesson.
Thank you very much, my baby.
Okay, so if you are in grade 3 and grade 4, please get closer to your screen because your English language teacher Makosonke Dlamini will be back to teach you your English language subject. We will be back after this infomercial.
Buhle bethu imvelo yethu. Buhle bethu tindzawo tethu. Indalo yashada nemasiko kuhle kwethu. Kuvakasha kwethula umthwalo emahlombe ethu. Hloma ngwane vuka uvakashe indlela uyikhombe etindzaweni tethu. Temvelo nembukiso ungcebeleke uthathe netithombe. Lalela ke nangu sonkondlo waseswatini akutekela ayibeka indzaba ayihlela kuhle kwelijaha lishela ngiyakutshela diningi tindzawo longativakashela hloma ngwane vuka uvakashela phana lapha kuvakasha kuyayelapha enhlitiyo kanye nemqondo kuyawuphumuda kugcinisa buhlobo nebungane losebundenga ndenga with a trip to Mantenga Falls or a sip among friends of Sibebe Brew on Sibebe Mountain, or perhaps your cup of tea is backpacking and horse riding, sightseeing the seamless streams and springs that stream across the gorgeous valleys of the mountainous kingdoms of Eswatini. We have you covered. Hloma ngwane vuka uvakashe. Buhle bethu yimvelo yethu. Buhle bethu ngabuthola nasebantwini bethu.
Emaphoyisa neseve lolu hlelo lwakho loluchamuka khona embuthweni wembobe lolufundzisa kabanti liphindze lixwayise sona phela seve ngato tindzaba tekuvikela bona kucala.
Thokotela uhlelo lwakho emaphoyisa nesive kuso sikhathi lesisha njalo ngabolesine ngensimbi yesihlanu ntambama khona la Eswatini TV.
Your favorite music show is back. We're bringing you the hottest music videos and live studio interviews with your favorite celebrities. We're giving you a front row seat to the latest fashion trends as well as your weekend gig guide. Join us live on social media and call in to send in your shout-outs. Catch This Weekend Eswatini every Friday at 5:30 p.m. live on Eswatini TV.
Jive us nome kanjani and forget what bothers you the most. On this stage, our dancers fire in their eyes come alive. They explore the fires that lay deep within with different dance moves. On this stage, they claim their space and who they are with sparkles, freestyle, silent and storm dances. All this and more with our vibrant and beautiful presenter Nikki. Jive Nome Kanjani Season 4 coming soon on Eswatini TV. Sibuko Semaswati.
Welcome grade 3s and 4s. This is the second subject for today and you are learning English language with teacher Makosonke Dlamini. My name is Lirato Mabilisa and also joining me in the studio is the sign language interpreter Nomcebo Dlamini. A very good afternoon, sir. How are you today?
Good afternoon, Lirato. I'm good, thanks, madam.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So today's topic is nouns.
Yes, today we'll be learning about nouns.
What do you expect the viewer to have learned by the end of the lesson?
Yes, Lerato, at the end of this lesson, viewers should be able to define the word noun and then state the two types of nouns and differentiate between a countable and an uncountable noun. And lastly, identify countable and uncountable nouns.
Okay, without wasting any time, please begin your lesson.
Thank you, Lerato. Good afternoon, dear learners. You are with Mr. Makosonke Dlamini. As Lerato has introduced me, I'll be taking you for English, grade 3 and 4. Our today's topic will be about nouns, that is, countable and uncountable nouns. So I hope you have already prepared all the things that you will need, that is the study book, a pen and a pencil, and also you have collected all the things that you will need for this coronavirus thing, whereby you must have your sanitizer and some water if there will be a need to. So first and foremost, we will start with defining these new words. We have new words here that we'll be discussing. The first one is a noun. That is the first new word that we have here with me. And then the next one will be countable nouns. Then the third one is uncountable nouns. Dear Elena, so here, let's say in our example, we have two grade 3 children watching their English lesson on TV. Their supportive mother provided them with 3 biscuits and a glass of juice to drink. So I have this paragraph for you. So in this paragraph, dear Elena, let's first look at the nouns. Let's identify nouns. I hope, dear Elena, you still remember the other time when I was with you here, whereby I defined what a noun is. So now let's identify nouns from this paragraph. Dear learner, the first noun that we have here is grade 3. Grade 3 is a noun. And then the next one is children. Then the third one is English. The next one is TV. Let's carry on, dear Elena. Then we have here the supportive mother, that is mother, is a noun. Then here I have 3 biscuits. 3 biscuits. And then lastly, I have a glass of juice. Glass of juice. So dear Elena, I hope we are still together. You have seen that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 nouns in our paragraph. Alright, our next step, dear Elena, is to classify the nouns. Now we are classifying the nouns into countable and uncountable ones. So we'll be looking at the ones that we can count and the ones that we cannot count. So from these nouns, here others can be counted and others cannot be counted. So here, if you can look at this one, that is grade 3, because let's say there is a school. So we have different grades in school. Grade 1, let's say to grade 7. So it's countable, this one, because we can be able to say, okay, we have so much grade 3s if they are more than 1. So we have children. Also, this one is a countable noun. So we can count, because let's say there are 2, 3, or 4, maybe 5. So that can also be counted. So now even this one, this subject, that is English, this one is also a countable noun. Then the next one is TV. Let's say in a shop, there are so many television sets where you have to choose and buy one that suits your pocket. So television, that is TV, it's a countable noun. It can be counted. So the next one is mother. We can count if there are 5 or else 3 or 2. It depends on the number, the number of mothers that we have. So the next one is 3 biscuits. 3 biscuits. Maybe the biscuits, there are 3, there are 4, there are 5. So this is also countable. Then the last one, that is a glass of juice. A glass of juice. Dear Len, would you be able to count the juice inside the glass? Maybe you can count if there are the number of glasses, if there are many, but for the juice inside, they cannot be counted. So we cannot count this one. But with the rest, we can be able to count. Let's move on, dear Elena. What do you see here on picture number 1? There is our picture number 1. What do you see, dear Elena? I hope, dear Elena, you can see here that we have what? We have books. These are books. Are we able to count these books? I hope, dear Elena, you can see here that I have this one, the green one, the blue one, and the red one. So we can count these books. Let's count them. It's 1, 2, 3. So we refer to the things that we can count as countable nouns. So these are countable nouns. So let's move on, dear Elena, and look here. What do you see here, dear Elena, in this picture? This is a class. A class. And what is inside? What is inside the class? Dear Elena, inside the class here there is water. Inside the class there is water. So are we able to count the water inside the class? Is it possible, dear Elena, to count the water inside the class here? The answer is no. So we are not capable of counting the water that is found inside the glass. So, dear Elena, we give the water inside here this name that is uncountable noun, because it cannot be counted. So now, dear Elena, let's discuss this. So, dear Elena, things that we can count are called countable nouns. Things that we can count are called countable nouns, such as the books. Here, these books can be counted. 1, 2, 3 books. So we have 3 books here. So then we call that a countable noun. So let's move on now and look at this one. So things that we cannot count, dear Elena, are called uncountable nouns. Things that we cannot count are called uncountable nouns. So such as the water here. We cannot count the water in here. Okay, dear Elena. It's impossible for us to count the water inside the class. So water is an example of what? Of an uncountable